Okay, we're here at the Macron kit launch for the 2019-20 season. Before we talk about that though...
But now look, it was a good experience, a good bit of bonding, and it was good to get up to Inverness.
Hey, this is Matt. Welcome back to the channel where I'm going to be talking about Stuart Hogg and how he accidentally killed off some of his transplanted hair after his first hair transplant because he bleached his hair, okay? Well, we're going to take a look at what really happened, why it happened, and also analyze his before and after result after his 2 hair transplants, which were pretty much done on the same spot. So let's start with the video. This video has been brought to you by GoFiber. Enter your pictures and win a 1-year supply of GoFiber. It's easy to enter. Order a free sample, take a clear before and after pictures, and send them to selfie@gofiber.com. Now back to Stuart Hogg. Stuart Hogg is an Irish rugby player who decided to get his first hair transplant in July 2018. He went to KSL clinic, and this clinic already kind of came up on my channel because there is one or the other celebrity that already used this clinic, and Stuart Hogg decided to use this clinic as well. I consider him to be like a really good Norwood 3 before his first hair transplant, plus some additional diffuse thinning here on the mid-scalp. He gets a hair transplant at this clinic, and he actually has a decent result, guys, okay? On this video from February 2019, we can see him, it's like a 7-month mark or something like that. We can see him playing in field, and he actually has a really nice density. What this guy decides to do, he decides to bleach his hair. Now, this would of course need a further evaluation whether it was just hair breakage or it was just complete destruction of the grafts, but we can see, for example, how his transplanted hair on the corners still kind of made it, and it was not destroyed by the bleaching. But unfortunately, the hair behind the hairline in the mid-scalp region, we can clearly see the patchy area here, okay? This area has been definitely weakened as a result of him bleaching the hair. Probably the person who did the bleaching wasn't very careful, or maybe the person used way too much hydrogen peroxide, and we know like the higher concentration of the hydrogen peroxide during the bleaching process, the more reactive it becomes and the more oxidation there will be, and the more it will damage the hair, because it's gonna essentially reduce all these hair fibers or bonds in the hair that are kind of taking care of the strength of the hair cuticle, which is kind of all around the shaft, but also the hair cortex, which is within the cuticle. So what bleaching essentially does, it weakens all the bonds, like salt bonds and disulfide bonds, and it also swells the hair, and this swelling then causes like hair breakage. This definitely occurred on his scalp. I think that not just his transplanted hair suffered, but I think also his native hair might have suffered as well and started breaking. Some of it probably grew back, and also the hair on his corners, the transplanted hair, didn't really get affected by the bleach as much as the hair on the mid-scalp. Nonetheless, he needed another hair transplant on the mid-scalp because it would just look very weird to have like this dense looking hairline and followed by a balding patch on his mid-scalp. We can see him already in 2020 with full head of hair again, with a really nice density, with no patchy spot on his mid-scalp. So definitely he kind of recovered from it, but what I think, it's a shame that he needed 2 hair transplants to cover up the same area pretty much as a result of this accident, okay? So that's why you should always consult your doctor who did your hair transplant whether you can or cannot bleach your hair. And I would suggest you guys, if you want to bleach your hair, don't bleach everything like almost to the roots, okay? Just leave the bleach at the tip of the hair shaft, maybe if you want to add some more like different look to your hair or whatever, but I wouldn't like kind of bleach the whole hair, like everything all the way to the roots. If the surface of the whole hair shaft will get affected by the bleach, it's much worse compared to if only the tips of the hair will get affected by the bleach, you know. I also did color my hair, I think it was 10 months after my first hair transplant, but coloring the hair is not as harsh as bleaching the hair. And also the color that I used back in the days, it was henna, the natural coloring, which is not even a permanent color because it only affects the hair cuticle, okay? It's pretty much what's kind of protecting the hair cortex. As far as his before and after result, I really think that after his 2 hair transplant, he has a decent coverage right now. As far as the density, from afar, it looks pretty good. Of course, if we would look closer to the hairline and inspect the hairline even closer and closer, we would find probably more and more little flaws. But overall, if he kind of grows his hair longer now after his second hair transplant, we can definitely say that he looks pretty good actually, and normal person would not notice that he got a hair transplant or would try to pinpoint all these little flaws from his hairline, okay? Alright guys, that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and I'm gonna see you in another video.